I am honored to address you today at this very important gathering of senior officials from the Eastern and Southern Africa Anti-Money Laundering Group, ESMLAG. I'm unable to come, but I've sent the Prime Minister to represent me. Your presence and active participation in these regional efforts is a testament to our collective resolve to strengthen financial integrity, combat illicit financial flows, and safeguard our economies from harmful effects of money laundering and terrorism financing and proliferation of financing. Money laundering and financial terrorism and proliferation are weapons of mass destruction and are not mere crimes. They pose direct threats to our national security, economic stability, and development. And if left unchecked, these illicit activities have the potential to undermine trust in financial systems, discourage investment, and support criminal networks that destabilize our societies. These financial crimes are not confined to national borders. They are threats that demand regional and global collaboration. Criminal networks exploit weaknesses in financial systems to move illicit funds across borders, undermining economic growth, fueling corruption, funding terrorism, and inflation. Recent reports indicate that Africa is annually losing resources in billions of dollars due to illicit financial flows, mainly through organized crime, corruption, and tax evasion. The Financial Action Task Force and ESMLAG have continued to push for stronger anti-money laundering and combating financing of terrorism measures. However, criminals are continuously adopting their methods. And so, terrorist groups and organized criminal networks, commonly known as gangs, continue to finance their activities through illegal trade, drug trafficking, exploitation of weak regulatory frameworks across countries. Strengthening compliance with global standards such as the Financial Action Task Force standards and enhancing collaboration with law enforcement agencies continue to be at the forefront of our priorities. The Eastern and Southern African region faces threats from several terrorist groups, including Al-Shabaab and Islamic State. Additionally, the rapid digitalization of sub-Saharan Africa has opened up new avenues for terrorist groups to recruit, radicalize, and fundraise online, presenting fresh challenges for counterterrorism efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, Uganda, like other ESMLAG member states, has undertaken significant steps to combat money laundering and terrorism financing threats. We have strengthened our legal frameworks, established and strengthened the relevant institutions, and worked closely with regional and international counterparts to exchange intelligence and best practices. However, we acknowledge that combating financial crime is a constantly evolving challenge that requires ongoing adaptation and vigilance. I have been informed that different jurisdictions in the Eastern and Southern African region have made progress in implementing measures to combat money laundering and terrorism financing. However, experience has proven that it is increasingly difficult for states to fight financial crimes on their own, except by working together. Therefore, as a community in the region and beyond, we need to remain resolute in working together to secure the integrity of the global financial system. I commend the Eastern and Southern Africa Anti-Money Laundering Group, ESMLAG, for its vital role in fostering regional cooperation, supporting capacity building, and ensuring compliance with international standards, particularly those set by the Financial Action Task Force. Together, we can ensure that our nations are not exploited for illicit financial activities. On behalf of the people of Uganda, I also wish to commend the ESMLAG for its contribution towards the removal of Uganda from the list of jurisdictions under increased monitoring by FATF, commonly known as FATF Grey List in 2024. I wish to thank the various cooperating and supporting nations, the Financial Action Task Force, and development partners here today. This is because of the tireless commitment in supporting countries in Eastern and Southern Africa region to implement robust measures to combat money laundering, terrorism financing, and political financing. As you deliberate over the coming days, I encourage you to focus on actionable strategies that will strengthen our collective response to financial crimes. Let us prioritize information sharing, capacity building, and harmonization of policies that will enhance our region's ability to detect, prevent, and prosecute money laundering and terrorism financing. Because no investor can be attracted to any economy to make losses. Uganda remains fully committed to the ESMLAG agenda and will continue to support regional and global initiatives that build a safer and more transparent financial system. Together, we can strengthen the integrity of the global financial system and combat illicit financial flows and contribute to global economic stability. There is a need to permanently cure Africa's vulnerable position in the global arena of economic and political giants. Africa is still an easy prey for plunder and marginalization, as long as the strides towards economic and political integration remain sluggish. Ladies and gentlemen, as we advocate for peace, it is crucial that industrialization is embraced in order to stop exportation of unprocessed raw materials. This is unfavorable to economies because our people lose money, they also lose jobs. Economies should transition from exportation of raw materials to industrial production through value addition of available natural resources given to African countries by God. This will also ensure our resources are not easily and quickly exhausted. In order to transform socially and economically, Countries should produce goods or services for commercialization, targeting regional, continental, and global markets. We should strongly advocate for unity, economic integration, and fight against the subsistence mindset of our communities, and champion infrastructure development, ensure peace and security in the entire continent, remove all communications and trade barriers, and ensure financial stability and access to factors of production in general. Once again, I welcome you to Uganda. I urge you to spare time and explore our rich and expansive cultural and geographical features like the mountains, Rwenzori and Elgon, the source of the river Nile, the longest river in Africa. Surrounding this venue here where we are, there is the world's second largest freshwater lake, Victoria. You can also visit the Mabira Forest, being the largest natural evergreen rainforest with diversity of wildlife, trees, birds, and animal species. This is in addition to many recreation and leisure areas such as Uganda Wildlife and Education Center at Entebbe, Queen Elizabeth and Kidepo National Game Parks, which you can explore during and after this conference. Uganda's cultural heritage is incredibly rich and diverse, consisting of 56 indigenous ethnic groups, each having its own unique customs, dialects, values, and traditions. This makes Uganda, crossed by the equator, a home of numerous cultural landmarks given her heritage and a fascinating destination for cultural exploration. It is now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to declare the 49 Eastern and Southern Africa Anti-Money Laundering Group Task Force of Senior Officials meeting open for God and my country.